Should you sell your Cardano? Because Cardano users are about to experience an airdrop called Midnight. But what will this do to Cardano's price? Is this a buy the rumor, sell the news event? Or should you diamond hand because things are going to go much higher afterwards? We're going to look at another crypto project with a very similar market cap and a very similar airdrop and see what happened to that coin afterwards, and that will determine what you should do with your Cardano. But what does Charles have to say about this Midnight airdrop?
Midnight will be the single biggest economic event for the Cardano ecosystem in its history. It's going to airdrop to more than 100 million people and build bridges with all the major networks.
So Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, said it's going to be the biggest economic event in ADA's history. Now, I'm going to give that price prediction in a second, but who's going to qualify for this biggest economic event in history? We know Night token is going to be an asset issued on Cardano, and we know users of Midnight will receive this airdropped into their Cardano wallets. But what are their chains, and what exactly is a user of Midnight? Well, here's Charles talking about Bitcoin users are going to be eligible.
The very same thing that does Bitcoin DeFi on Cardano by adding Midnight to the list. So you have a tri-hybrid application, 3 blockchains, Cardano, Midnight, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, for the first time ever, can have a privacy layer for private smart contracts. How about that?
If you're using cold storage, don't use the bootleg products out there. Stick with the best so your portfolio is also going to be the best and the most secure out there. And we're talking about Arculus Cold Storage with their new sleek premium metal cards. They have all different types and styles, embedded, metal veneer, metal hybrid. Imagine the looks around the table when you slam down your 21-gram full metal cold storage card. Everyone's going to be in shock. Everyone's going to be in awe. And it's not just your portfolio bags. It's how you're securing it with the Arculus Cold Storage. Make sure you use code DC20 to save you 20%. And we also know Charles is working with David Schwartz of Ripple Labs. That is right, XRP token is also going to be working with the Midnight ecosystem. And it looks like Charles Hoskin is presently working with the Ripple Labs USD. This is XRP's stablecoin. And XRP is exactly what we're going to compare Cardano to when it comes to the airdrop, because XRP also received a similar airdrop, and that airdrop was called the Flare airdrop, and they received Flare tokens. And so, just to recap, Cardano has a privacy layer called Midnight. There will be a Midnight airdrop, and it looks like users of Bitcoin, XRP, Cardano, and a bunch of other chains will receive this Midnight airdrop. But what about the Flare airdrop's impact on XRP's price? And what was that, and how can we use this to learn and maybe determine where exactly Cardano is going to head? And so we need to look at the dates here for the Flare airdrop. The Flare airdrop happened, it was late January 9th, but everyone started talking about on January 10th, 2023. Now, it is important to note, after this airdrop, the Flare price started to plummet. Now, they had to wait 2 years. There's a snapshot in 2020, tail end, and then a little over 2 years later, they received their tokens in January 2023. And the Flare tokens, when they were finally distributed to the XRP holders starting Monday night, the tokens were almost immediately dumped by the recipients. But now let's look at XRP's price right around this period, January 9th and January 10th, 2023. Well, it is this daily candle right here. I'm going to go ahead and move it to January 9 right here. That ended up being the lowest point XRP would ever hit. That is right. XRP literally never hit a lower price point than that. We can zoom out and you can see here that literally caught a bottom. And so after the Flare airdrop, XRP kind of went on a pump. And once again, this is the January 9th daily candle right there, January 10th daily candle. And XRP ended up putting in a nice little pump of around 26%, traded sideways for about 2 months, and then after that ended up pumping 70%, reaching 58 cents with a pump of about 25 cents. But this was also a bearish period in the market, this January 10th level. And so I wanted to look at a couple other coins that we're kind of comparing it to. One, we're comparing it to Cardano. So we're going to look at Cardano, and XRP, a lot would say, is a competitor to Chainlink. So we're going to see how Chainlink ended up performing after January 9th and the 10th, 2023. First one we're looking at here is Chainlink. And you can see the ninth candle is right here. And Chainlink did pretty well, but then it put in a lower low before we got the real alt season. So XRP never put in a lower low, but Chainlink did. And so you could argue that it was more bullish for XRP. Now let's look at Cardano. Cardano also put in a lower low after January 9th, and that's going to be this candle right here. And you can see Cardano actually spent several weeks below that level, and then after that, never hit that low again. And then after that, except for this scam wick right there, never put in a lower low after it broke out about 10 months later. But back to the midnight airdrop on Cardano, what does this mean for Cardano's price? So I pulled up the entire price history of Cardano. You can see Cardano's had its highs, then it had its bear market lows. Then in 2020, 2021, it had its highs again. And then in 22, 23, it had its lows again. And now you can see Cardano starting to get exciting again. But Ollie Charts did a fantastic breakdown on Cardano and looking at the same price period as we are. And so you can see that the 2017, 2018 run up, the 2021 run up, and then where we're at right now. He is saying where we're at in this run up right here is similar to where we're at this point in the run up. And so this green box, this is alt season, and you can see we're, not even quite halfway through with alt season. And he even went and superimposed this chart into this box. And you can see it is looking very, very similar. You can see in all season, we consolidated sideways, went up, consolidate sideways, went up, consolidate sideways, and then we have a nice local top at 343 days later. We see the exact same thing. We consolidated sideways, went up. Now we're starting to consolidate again as we get close to this 343 day mark. Now after this, Cardano was able to put in a 4,000% pump from the low. And when we fast forward to where we're at right now, he has lowered the targets to a 2,000% pump, 2,200, and you can see that gives us a target of $6.50. Now, I can make an argument for that 2,000% pump. I also think there's going to be a lot of people just kind of measuring the tops, and these are the basically the wicks of the previous cycle. And if we come in from that low point during that consolidation period, you can see pretty close to a 2,000% pump around the tail end of 2024, 16, 1700% pump. I also could see Cardano reaching this $5-6 level. Now, if it does top out in December 2025, which, could be likely here, that's going to put us a little above $5, $5.13. So I do think Cardano has a pretty good shot at this $5-6 level. I do think the Flare airdrop is something to watch. It looks like it provided value for the XRP community, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the Midnight airdrop also provide value for the Cardano community. And so I hope this helps you navigate what to do when we finally start seeing these free tokens hit your wallet. And as we learn more about Midnight, I'll start doing some Midnight price predictions as well, but I'm still waiting on the details. So folks, personally, I think I'm going to diamond head my Cardano as I receive this airdrop. And let me know down below, are you going to do the same? And hopefully we'll both see each other at the top.